who's back. It's those crazy Bandwidth and Banter people again.
All of the Bandwidth and Banter.
Here to
Every single one of them.
Right? We're here, and that's what we're here for. We're here to share the bandwidth and the banter with you guys.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. We had some great Bandwidth and Banter last week, didn't we? Holy crap.
Yes.
Brandon
so
Wolfganian.
We're just going to continue to ride that high. Like, it's so good.
Yeah. The high of seeing these amazing folks and sharing our lives with them and vice versa, being able to get to know them a little bit better and to share them with all our communities is an honor.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah. Speaking of honors.
I'm so excited about today because, listen, I will be sitting there lurking in Tarkonix stream. I'll be playing Diablo 4 with my husband, and my husband will just be sitting there going, babe, what are you doing? Can you pay attention? I'm talking to you. And I'm like, but Cuphead. No.
Yes.
Like, I'm obsessed.
Absolutely. So the person we have on tonight is amazing. His content is second to none, and his success proves that. And he happens to be the greatest world master of Cuphead, or at least in my humble perspective.
100%. Nobody can argue with me. Just saying.
Yeah. And the best of all, he's got that vibe, you know, that kind of that human feng shui where you just enjoy being around them and being in their presence and listening to them talk. And that's what we get to do today. We're going to listen to him talk. So without further ado, let's bring on the man himself, Tarkonix.
Hello.
Hello.
That's what I came up with.
I love it.
Beautiful.
It's perfect.
We love it. So I panicked for my cup. Like, my cup. I have to show my cup.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for joining us today. It's an honor to have you, my brother. And please introduce yourself for the folks and share a little bit about your community and your content.
Yeah, Tarkonix, you are in an exclusive class of people that have said the name right. So you're already, yeah. We keep a list of all the wrong ones, so you didn't make the list. That's good. I do no-hit runs, and that's pretty much my entire content stream is just doing these no-hit runs. So I discovered the community like a year ago, and I've been doing that on stream ever since, and I love it. And maybe I don't love it. I don't know. It's very painful. So
yeah.
So I'm like, do I love it? I think I love it, but yeah. I think.
Man.
And Planet 2 once in a blue moon. Yeah.
Right on. So before we jump into it, after the end of these questions, we're going to be dropping his link below, guys, for his Twitch page. So be sure to check out, follow, subscribe, send him all your bits and all your monies. Make sure that
all
you
of
support
your monies
Tarkonix.
Go straight to him.
We need to make sure that his kind of people stays on Twitch forever. So do that for us, please, guys. Without further ado, let's jump right into the questions. I think the first one is to you, Lady Druid.
Yes. Tarkonix, can you please share a boring fact about yourself?
A boring fact. I'm trying to think of the most boring thing that's worth knowing about me. Ooh, okay. What I do for work, I do work full time. I'm a system administrator. It hurt to it crawled out of me like a hex. Yeah. So that's the most boring fact I can think of. Yeah, it's basically just I'm a professional nerd.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect answer. They're all perfect, but that's why we like that question.
Yeah.
It draws out something interesting always. So please share us. How did you pick your Twitch name? What was the inspiration for it?
So Tarkonix was from a D&D campaign that I was running back in college, and I built the whole world from scratch. I it's so much fun. World building is everything to me. I would almost rather just do that and then like give them to people like here's your world, you know. But one of the countries, like the big like villain country, was Tarkonix, and I don't know, it just became my Xbox name, and then it was my Battle.net name, and then it was just my everything name. So naturally, it became my Twitch name. So yeah, ties to my D&D roots back in college.
Love that.
It's brilliant, and I love the thick irony of it, because you're actually an amazing human being, yet you picked a villain nation.
Yeah. Well, you know, I like playing Fable. I would, you know,
Be the
go evil playthrough. You
Oh
know.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm not immune to it.
You can be an amazing person and still do some of the most despicable things in video games.
Right. Well, that's what's so great about video games. You know, you can do that and nothing happens. You know.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I accidentally made people eat a bowl of poop today. So video games. Video games.
That somebody
I
thought to
don't
put that
even
in
want
game.
context. I just want it the way it is. I like not knowing.
Mystery.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
What D&D class do you consider yourself to be in real life?
Despite being tall, I feel like the personality of the dwarf is oh, you said class.
Race and class works perfect. I'll take it all. Take all the answers.
I guess I always liked Paladin. That was always kind of spoke to me. It kinda, you know, because I am very indecisive. And yeah, I just kind of feel like that's the perfect class for someone who's indecisive.
So to tie into that a little more, if you don't mind me digging deeper, if you consider yourself to be a paladin in real life, what sort of, what am I looking for? Not deity, but or what sort of, man, what's the word I'm looking for? What do you feel like that you draw, that pulls you, that gives you that calling?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just because I was always like playthrough wise, like for when I would play Overwatch, for example, like I like to protect, but also attack.
Right.
That's just, I don't know. That's like me as a friend. You know, it's like I am. I would like to say I'm there for my friends, and I'm pretty dormant in that. My aggressive side, but you mess with my friends. You bring.
Right.
I feel like that's the paladin.
Oh yeah.
I'll heal you, but I'll also mess somebody up.
I gotcha. Yeah. So, I remembered the word I was looking for. A cause. Your cause is your friends, and I think that is remarkable. That's the best kind of paladin.
Big homie fan.
Right on.
I like the people. Yep, that's great. I love that answer.
Heck yeah. Okay, and since we're on this topic of games, please tell us about a fond memory you have with one of the first games you ever played.
My first WoW moment was Sonic 2 on the Sega Genesis. And it was actually my sister's, but that's one of the first impactful bonding moments that my sister and I had was the Sega Genesis. It was hers, but let's be real, I was playing it way more. But she would also dabble in it sometimes too. And Sonic 2 was like the first game that we played through together, and it was so much fun. So that was like a really impactful game for me, and it's goated. So Sonic rocks. So yeah, that was my first game I loved. One of the first games I played, and yeah, it was just all around good experience.
Heck yeah, right on.
Can you please tell us about a hobby or a game that you play or have played that would surprise some of your Twitch followers?
Yeah, I actually love sports games. It's my worst trait. It's borderline red flag. If we're being real, I love NBA 2K. And I'm not gonna lie, I put myself in the game and I'm a professional basketball player.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I live that part of the dream and
Mhm.
it rocks. Yeah, it
Right
is a
on.
red
Are
flag,
you as
I know.
good at those as you are at Cuphead?
Nope. Not even a little bit. Yeah, I never play online. It's just very it's very casual, very casual. But until I get mad, then suddenly it's the most important thing in the world. But yeah.
Quick sidebar. What is that?
Oh, the dog?
Yes.
Yeah, he just hops up here. Like, you can't be on the podcast. Get out of here.
Animal Crashing podcast are the favorite.
Yeah,
Yes.
let me have this moment.
What's his name again?
It's Frankie.
Mm.
He's a little dachshund, but he's a wild child. But I love him for now.
For now.
Yeah, it's a floating love.
I get that. I have a bird.
Yes, I love that you have a bird. That's so awesome to me.
It is. I concur. One of the things that drew me and Star Kitty to her was exactly that.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It's that bird. She has a devoted cult following herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. We just became best friends, Winter.
I think
Best
Winter
friends.
has. I forget what Winter is. I don't know birds. I don't know.
Okay. Message me. We'll talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll talk about our qualms with owning birds.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of being drawn to something, that's perfect segue here. The next question is, what drew you to Twitch?
So actually a little bit of FOMO, to be honest. The fear of missing out. My friend started streaming and I was like, always kind of wanted to do it, but never really like developed the guts to do it.
Mhm.
And then she did it and I was like, oh, that's okay. Let's go. Like, you got a little bit of secondhand courage there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then I loved it, maybe too much. And I just haven't stopped. So yeah, shout out to my friend Kristen for getting in the streaming and then getting me in the streaming. And then it consumed my whole life. So
We love her.
Yeah. Thank you,
to
Kirsten.
her.
Did you say Kristen or Kirsten?
Kristen.
Kristen, thank you
Kristen, love you.
for bringing
Kristen, that'd
Tarkonix
be
Mm-hmm.
hilarious.
What struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming?
Struggles. I think I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I felt like, do I do a niche? And then I was like, niche sounds boring.
Mhm.
And then I was like, but can I be entertaining just playing games like all day? And then I was curious about just chatting. I was like, I just didn't know I felt like I knew who I was in my late 20s as a person.
Mhm.
I feel like streamer is like the symbiote that you have to like figure out. And I hadn't quite gotten there yet. I was like, who am I on here?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I got there.
Yep. I still struggle with that. I
It's tough.
understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very tough.
The irony is that you ended up being in a niche, kind of, didn't you?
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I'm never doing that. I'll never play the same game every day. And now every morning, like, no. I'm like in a Groundhog Day film, but I'm the director and I'm in it. You know? So
Just stuck there
Can
in the
you-
purgatory.
Can you elaborate on how long it took you before you got to the point where you could do no hit runs on Cuphead easily?
I think I started my first run ever in like April of last year, and it took me 2 months. It was
Wow.
like my first run. It's definitely got like a like even running a completely different game still feels the same in a way. Like there's definitely a mindset to it that translates. So if you could do one, that's what you'll see people do one game and do another.
Mhm.
You know, you don't have to master one game. It's really kind of like this mental culture you develop that like
Mm.
I don't know, resilience and just kind of like mental. You can't get like bored, you know, because then you like fall asleep mechanically.
Mhm.
So it's like it's almost like working out mentally, you know.
Yeah.
Which
Interesting.
you know, if I'm gonna work out, at any point, finally. Yeah, hey, I'm doing it.
Doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What did family and friends think when you told them that you planned on streaming?
I'm not sure I ever have. I'm not sure that's ever gonna happen. I think some people have peripherally found out about it,
Mhm.
but yeah, I definitely don't. I don't know. I don't want like family coming in. Yeah, that sounds terrible.
My mom will come in and crash my stream sometime, and I'm like, I love you.
Yeah, be like,
What is happening right now?
yeah, why were you talking about hottest trolls on stream days? Be like, it was a bit, it wasn't real. Like, I don't feel like explaining myself. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yes.
keep this one's for me.
So even friends didn't like you.
Friends know.
Okay. No?
Yeah, well, like I said, friends got me into it. So, yeah, but family, if they know, they know. But yeah, I'm not parading it around. Come check me out. It's a very conservative family that I come from. It's amazing that I'm like this at all. Yeah.
We understand. We understand.
What tips can you share with future streamers?
Tips for future streamers. Yeah, I would say personally, like it depends on what your goal is. I sometimes, and this is gonna be a hot take. I don't know how many hot takes you got on here.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
Hot takes.
I feel like sometimes people focus too much on third-party content. So it's like, again, it's like a symbiotic relationship. Your content's coming from the stream most of the time, but if I would focus on the stream first, that's me, because then that's where the content comes from, right?
Right.
So a lot of people I feel like focus on third-party content so much, these shorts and stuff, and it's a lot of work. It is so much work.
Yes.
Those are some hours you could maybe allocate to the stream first, and then it makes the secondary process more natural, in my opinion. So
Gotcha.
and easier, and a more, the content's more available because you've developed this professional looking setting. So that would be my take.
Gotcha. All right. In other words,
I like that.
If I can summarize, make sure that I understand where you're coming from. Basically, you're saying is focus first on your streaming content, if that is your intent, and then for the third party stuff, kind of evolve that naturally out of your content that you're creating, and don't spend as much time focusing on it.
Yeah, that stuff comes later. I feel like, focus on learning audio and how that sounds, and just, figuring out what your content's gonna be. Obviously that's advice for people starting out, and that's just my opinion.
No, yeah, that's what we're here for.
People find tremendous success doing shorts and stuff, and definitely still do this. I'm just saying, like, people are like, I gotta do 3 a day. No, 5, no, 8 a day. And it's like, when does it end? It's so much. We're only human, so. And I feel like I know when I was getting heavy into like doing shorts every day, I had like 15 tech issues for stream that I was just putting to the side. I was like, I'll do that later. I'm doing content, and yeah, I was just like never getting to it. And it just felt like I had nuts and bolts falling off the stream. Like the windshield was cracked. And they're just like, it was the content that I wanted to make so bad was, suffering because I had all these little things to, so yeah.
Right.
No, I like that take. I think that is a really good take. That's something we haven't heard yet, but you know what? I completely agree with you. Hot take. I completely agree. Focus on the stream first.
No one ever agrees with my hot takes. Yeah.
I
agree.
Listening to you.
Focus on your stream.
Yep. Listening to you, Tarkonix, and reading between the lines, I noticed two things about you that I think are one of the things that make you stand out. Besides, obviously, you seem born for this. You're natural at it. I think, one, you obviously enjoy what you're doing, as you said so earlier, and you recognize that the focus should be on making great content. And and I think that's wonderful that you have the right kind of vision. And we appreciate you being the kind of example for us to look up to.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. I definitely think it's when you start, it's like scary. So and there's a lot of bad advice, and I'm not saying my advice is great advice, but there's also a lot of bad advice out there.
Yep.
That will you'd be like. People 3 months in the stream be like, this is kind of like work. Be like, yeah, I can feel like that. I'm like, try to, have fun with it first. Like this is like, I came home to work. That's how it felt for a while doing content to me. I was like, this is a lot. So I don't know. But.
I get, yeah. Shorts suck. Making shorts kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's the captions. The damn captions.
I agree with you with all of my soul.
Oh.
I decided to start making everything like color coded per person talking. And I'm like, why did I make this commitment to myself? Now I'm obsessed and I can't take it back. And we're sticking with it, but I have to find an easier way to do it.
Yep.
I agree.
It's a nightmare. I miss when nobody did them. Why did people have to start doing them? Now we all have to do them. Whoever the guy that started doing captions was, I hate you.
You suck, sir.
Now we all have to do it. Good idea, though, honestly.
I know, and I'll skip videos if they don't have captions. That's how terrible I am. Anyways, I agree.
Yeah.
Stormy.
So what are some of the, on this same kind of general topic really, what are some of the lessons you've learned since you started streaming, both in terms of content creation and community management?
Community management, I'm going to start on that one because I approach that very differently too. I'm pretty free with it. I feel like people generally like... I don't know. People say, some pretty interesting things in the community,
right,
which is fine. I feel like people will almost like when you put the reins on them, they're more willing to lash out, like, and you'll get some more interesting. There's something about that with the human nature where I don't know. I feel like community wise, just kind of let people be themselves, and they end up kind of respecting the room more. So I feel like that's worked out. What was the other one, Stormy?
So yeah, since you started streaming, what lessons have you learned in terms of content creation?
Oh, content creation was the other one.
I think that rant.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything to expound from that. It's tough because like the algorithm points to quality or quantity. And naturally, I want to be like, let's do quality, but I don't know if that's the case anymore. I don't know if you could do that, or if this is just the new thing and just pumping out these videos that you might not even like. I did that. I was doing that at one point. I was like, I don't even know if I think this is funny, and I was like, but it's I'm uploading it. YouTube, do you love me? Like, and so yeah, so I don't know. I think the most important thing that I've found is my middle ground between having fun and the work part. So I think I've at the most peace with that I've ever been since streaming. So
on. That's the lesson I wanted to dig deep and find there.
It's super important. I really think so, because I don't know. You can kind of get caught up in these chores, and that can muddy it down for sure. So, but I think eventually everybody figures out, where they're at with it.
Indeed.
That rhythm.
Yeah, which is good.
I'd rather just stream.
Yeah. That's what you want to do, which is that's awesome. And you're great at it.
She is.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy most about streaming?
I mean, I know it's the hallmark answer, but the people, and it really is. There's just I've really met the best people. Shout out to Rusty, only how I met y'all. So thank you, dude. He's one of the best homies I've met on Twitch. Aves, who's in here, winner. Yeah, just really good people. Not Jenna. No, I'm just kidding. That's an IRL homie. Mad. Yeah, no, there's a lot of good people on here. And then I feel like before Twitch, you have this perception on the internet that everyone sucks. We were kind of talking about this before we went live. And yeah, I definitely learned that there's a lot of cool people. So I have a much more optimistic view on the world in general, thanks to Twitch. So yeah.
Us too. We felt that same thing occur.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's switch gears a tad. Do you have a least favorite game that you play on stream?
Least favorite game ever?
Yeah.
Or currently? Ever?
Ever, yeah.
Least favorite game I've ever...
Or currently, whatever your heart desires.
It's your answer. You interpret the question the way you want.
Least favorite game is... Let me think about that. My first thought was marbles. There's just something about marbles that irks me. I enjoy it from like it's easy to support somebody doing marbles, but like I don't know. It's not me. You know what? It's just not me. Stream Racer was fun though. I did Stream Racer for I only ever did them for like anniversary streams. But Stream Racer is a good one. It's the same thing, but your cars, and it's, in my opinion, more chaotic.
Ooh.
And gravity's just off limits.
Stream Racers?
So marbles is your least favorite?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I love almost every game I've played on stream.
Fair enough.
So I'm lucky. I'm fortunate in that sense, So I can't really think of any that I've was like, you know what? That game stinks.
Well,
maybe Dark Souls 2. Although even that game I defend.
Really?
I'm not a Dark Souls 2 hater.
Well, can you think of a game maybe you didn't play on stream that is your least favorite?
I'm trying to think of another hot take. You know what? I got one.
Yeah.
I don't think Borderlands 2 is that good. I played that game and I was like, does it get good? And then I beat it and I was like, oh, it's over. What? Borderlands 2 could take a while. Borderlands 2 is great with friends. Yeah, but you need to have those. So, I don't know. And Borderlands 1, you're just walking in sand for 30 hours. Borderlands 2 is the good one. Borderlands 2 is not that good, and it's the good one.
Oh wow!
Now, I think Handsome Jack's maybe one of the greatest video game villains of all time. Without him, that game is rough. I don't know. The looting system, it just I never felt like I was getting anything out of it. And yeah, I'm just not a big shooters guy in general. So Borderlands 2.
I love that.
That's my hot take.
Thank you.
Actually, can I get one from you guys?
What?
I'm going to support all of your hot takes from now on. I'm just going to just blindly support every single one of them. That is my new hot take. Blindly support every hot
I can't wait for them to get more ridiculous. And you're going to be like, I should not have done this.
Nope. I defend. Nope. It's happening. I don't care.
There are cats on the moon.
100%.
That's a hot take.
100%. Tark says it's happening. You guys cannot argue.
But that makes perfect sense. That's why there's no rats on the moon.
Exactly.
Because you have to protect the cheese. Okay, come on, people. Okay.
There's moon cats. New band name, Moon Cats.
Moon Cats. They're starting a band. It's happening.
Very cool, actually.
So, fun fact about me, I'm pretty new to video games. I've played like 7 video games.
I was wondering what that number was going to be.
I played like 7 video games.
Somewhere.
I am the worst at Halo. I cannot do shooter games. I am the worst. I'm awful at it.
So Halo would be your least favorite.
It would be my least favorite because I suck at shooter games. But that's because like that was also on the controller, and my hands plus the controller do not work very well because my hand is messed up. Mouse and keyboard has saved me. But yeah, it would be Halo.
Shout out mouse and keys.
Yes.
Just accidentally kicked my dog.
What about you, Stormy?
Oh, mine?
Oh no.
Gosh, it's going to date me so much. I can't even remember the name of it, to be honest with you. It was a game that came out on the Amiga long ago.
Wow, awesome.
And it tried to be a first-person RPG at a time when all you had for a wall was just a block of color, and ceiling and floor was a block of color and a door. And I remember it was some sort of sci-fi game, and you would basically walk from room to room and fight sci-fi monsters, and I could never get past the second room, and it made me so angry. And so
it was too ambitious for its time.
Yes, and I blocked it out of my memory so much that I remember that I hated it, but I can't remember the name of it. So I think this next one is you. We got a little off track, which I don't mind. I really enjoyed this.
Oh no, I love it so much. Please derail. Okay. How often do you sing on your streams? And what is your favorite song?
I sing too much. I'm annoying.
I love it. No, I love it so much.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I used to. So before, I had a different mic before this. It was a different kind of mic, so I was able to pick up like a wider range of frequencies, so I could play guitar and sing on stream.
Right on.
And that was a lot of fun. And then that thing took a dump, and then luckily I had this, which is great. This mic is awesome for talking. Yeah, it's and instruments, but you have to pick one. I can't sit back here and do both at the same time. It's not going to do it.
I got you.
So it picks up a different pattern of frequencies, and yeah. So I don't know. I would like to bring that back. I used to do it every stream. Someone would redeem what was called the Muse channel redeem, and they would pick a topic, and it could be like, I don't know, my mayor is a hot dog, and sure, there you go. Then we'll write a song about just there on stream about your mayor being a hot dog. Yeah, there's a lot of cursed ones.
That's amazing.
A lot of cursed ones. So yeah.
You and I sort of have that
fun.
in common, although I'm quite confident you're more talented than I am.
I
have the sing-song mode redeem on mine, where basically someone redeems it, and then for a few minutes I don't talk. I talk in sing-song mode and try and sing songs, and I'm decent, but yeah, I definitely can't play an instrument, and I've heard you sing. You were definitely better than I.
I don't know about that. I hate my voice, but it is fun though. It is fun. It's a little piece of us,
Exactly.
Hello.
I am kind to the universe, and I don't sing. Just to save everybody, because I already scream into everybody's soul all the time, so I don't need to also like sing. So you're welcome, guys. I got you.
Your civic
We got to see the
duties.
pup. We got to see the pup. I saw the pup.
He keeps trying to come back.
He's trying. So here's a great question. I love this one. This is like the first question I wanted to put on this list for you. How did you end up choosing Cuphead as your primary gaming vehicle for your channel?
So my buddy got me into it. He's like, try this game, you love it. And I was like, I do love it. And then I went home and I bought it. And I beat it that night. And he's like, where'd you get it? And I was like, oh, I finished it. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, I finished it. And he's like, dude, I'm on the first world. And I'm not going Chad mode here. This is just how it happened. And then when I was getting in the hit list stuff, I was like, oh, Cuphead's on here. I would love to try that game because I feel like I'm not completely worthless at it. And yeah, so that was it. And it worked out pretty well. So yeah, that's why Cuphead.
Congrats.
But it's not forever. not forever.
Not
it
forever.
will be a day.
I
It
understand.
will be a day that it's gone.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, there's only so many categories you can run.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I've been doing Daggerfall every Thursday night for the last couple of years, and I have not run its course yet. We're doing Iron Man Permadeath, and so, but at some point, I'm gonna say, hey, it's time to retire it for a while.
Yeah, that game looks great. By the way, I was like so impressed for what like I wasn't familiar with Daggerfall at all. I was like, oh, this is like I was surprised.
Yeah. The Unity overhaul really did a magnificent job with it, for sure.
Yeah.
So how long have you been a part of the stream team Hitless Adept? And what was the game that you submitted for the vetting process?
So for Hitless Adept, you have to have done 3 different games, no hit. And I think I got my third one. So my first was Cuphead, and then Crash Bandicoot, and then Hollow Knight. So Hollow Knight was December. That's about when I got into Adept. So
Nice.
yeah. So I guess the final one was Hollow Knight. That was my last Infinity Stone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I touched Hollow Knight just out of curiosity because my husband played it, and then I was just like, I can't do that. I'm good. I'm gonna go over here and not do that.
It's just another one of those deceptively cute games that will just kick you over the edge. It's like, oh, it's like I don't know, a gerbil with rabies. It's like, oh, it's so cute, and then it's like, what the hell is happening?
Yes. Yep.
I would feel like
Or
a
owning a
gerbil
bird.
with rabies if I tried to play that game, because I'm like her. I suck at the platformers.
Yeah, it's very platformy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's rough for me too. I'm not exempt from that game humbling me on a daily basis.
I tried to play Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and literally Aries was like in chat watching me almost have a breakdown, and I'm like, I'm never playing this game again.
Yeah.
You can I'll only play it for your birthday, Aries, and that's it. I'm never
another
touching it
game.
again.
Also deceptively cute, where it's like, oh, and then it's like, why am I respawning every breath I take?
Yeah, you're just like, oh, please save me.
Yeah.
So next question, tell us what inspired the drawing board for your stream.
This is just a weird thing about I just feel like I'm always incorporating whiteboards in the things I do. Like running D&D, I love to have a whiteboard. Even just like, I don't know, if I'm explaining something, I just like to have a whiteboard. And then when I was doing the stream, I was like, I was trying to think of redeems, and I was like, I'll do a drawing request. And it'll be funny because I'm bad at art. By the way, this is not actually, I was blindfolded, okay? So don't judge me.
Wait, you did that blindfolded?
It's bad.
It's
still,
not that
but
bad. Like
it's actually not the worst. Now that I look at it, yeah, it has some semblance of continuity.
that's actually impressive for blindfold. Is it supposed to be a fox?
Yeah, it was supposed to be an attractive fox.
I guess he's attractive for like a train crash victim.
Yeah, like one of those.
It looks like his little head was ripped off.
One of those left turn love stories, where like he was her doctor,
That's so good.
Folks didn't know
That's
they were going to get
hilarious.
to hear a little bit of soap opera today, did they?
Because it doesn't have a mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, well, you kind of answered this earlier, but maybe please share a streamer that inspired you to get into streaming.
Yeah. So my friend Crate Cat, she doesn't really stream anymore, but I'm still gonna shout her out. Yeah, she got me into streaming. She
Right on.
started, and then I was like, let's do it. So shout out to Crit for the homie confidence.
Right
Love
on.
that for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Was,
Love that for
was there
you.
anyone else after that that kind of helped motivate you to keep going or gave you some good ideas or pushed you?
Yeah, I mean, both my mods were in here. Jenna and Un are 2 IRL homies, and my mods, and they're honestly the best, and they are just as integral to the success of the stream as anything I've done. So, they've met a lot of cool people on here, just like me. So it's been awesome. So yeah, I would say they are the I don't know. I'm the boulder. They're pushing it down the hill.
The cheerleaders.
Yeah, I would just be a fat rock without them. Just sitting there waiting for someone to
Chilling,
push me
hanging
forward.
out.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about our folks too, right?
Yeah.
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 Um,
Our favorite boulder.
okay. Here's a good one as we start to move into the last few questions. Here's a fun one. Switching gears, share the least interesting place you have traveled to.
Least interesting. So actually, I used to tour in a band, and
Ooh.
we were just talking about this actually. My least favorite place in the world is St. Louis.
Hmm.
It was just so uninspiring. And if you are from St. Louis, I mean every word. I don't like it at all. I just have never had a good experience there. The arch sucks, and yeah, it's got no redeeming qualities. We got robbed there one time. We got broken into another time. It was just a real mess.
Oh, wow.
Time. So
Man.
I got mad beef with St. Louis.
Little St. Louis PTSD, huh?
Yeah, and you lost your football team, so even they didn't want to stay.
Damn.
So take that.
Damn.
That's St. Louis.
Yeah.
I love that so much. What is the weirdest sleeping dream you have ever had? What's the weirdest dream you've ever had that you're willing to share?
Yeah, I've had some. I had a wild one, like where I murdered somebody and I was on the run.
Okay.
And it was like so real. I had already done the murder in the dream when it started. I was just on the run instantly. You know how you just know what's going on in the dream?
Yeah.
You're like, all right, this is the state of things, and I'm dealing with it.
Yeah.
And that's what was going on. I was on the run, and it was just, I was so stressed out. It was crazy. I was like feeling it for real. I was like really, I had done this thing, and I was dealing with it, and it was.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. I woke up, I was like, holy shit, thank God I didn't murder anybody. Yeah.
Wow.
Sweet relief.
That's a good one. It is interesting how in dreams you almost always start in media res, right? You're just always in the middle.
Yeah.
And yet there's always like in your unconscious mind the backstory of how you were there.
I would never.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like.
No dreams?
Ever since I hit puberty, I don't remember a single dream I've ever had.
That's fair.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's the most wild thing.
So I am honestly very similar. I think that's why this dream was so impactful because I don't dream. I'm like you, I don't remember them.
Yeah.
But this one was not only do I remember it, it was so crazy vivid that yeah. So it was like, oh, it was like not doing drugs and then doing all the drugs. That's kind of how it felt. Never dream and then insane dream.
Yep. Oh man. Oh no. Now I'm scared. Now what if I have a murder dream? Oh no.
Yeah. Don't run into the barn.
Is that where you got caught?
That's where they got me. Don't go in there. Just a little dream tip for you if you're ever on the run.
Try not to murder anybody before you go to sleep.
Yeah. Little tip.
It's
Okay.
called. No, when I do it, I'm having them ascend. Okay.
Right, that's true.
Ah.
Sending.
Yeah. Even though she
Sending.
ends up feeding them to the rest of her followers, yeah. And
You know, shh.
That's not going to hold up in court.
for
It
clarification
raises
for
their
folks, we're talking about Cult of the Lamb.
No
the video
context.
game.
No
Oh,
context.
No context.
No
Sorry.
context. It's
Sorry.
funnier.
It's
blew
like
it.
the poop story.
I blew it.
It's a run-on part of that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I blew it. Okay, here's an interesting one. I think actually we might kind of already know the answer to this because looking at you fit one of these descriptions already, I think. But here's the question: if you could instantly be a super genius or super buff, which one would you pick and why?
These days I would do super genius.
Ooh.
Can you never get super buff if you're a super genius in this scenario? This is what I do. I always overcomplicate the question.
No.
it's perfect.
I get you.
I'm like,
I
do
guess you
have
can
all
interpret
10
the question.
toes? You know?
Yeah, the way
Why
you
would
want.
you have all 10 toes? You know?
You have to sacrifice one of them, one of
Yeah.
the toes, to be able. I have to sacrifice one of your big toes to be able to be both super buff and a super genius.
Yeah. Those are the kind of things. It's like, why would that be a thing? And be like, I don't know. Just ask. So, was that a no?
So yeah, the answer is, I guess, you interpret the question the way you want. It's up to you.
Because if I'm super buff, you can't get smart,
Right.
But if I'm super smart, I could get buff like that.
That is very true.
That's a great
You never
answer.
see that though. You never see like John Cena looking dudes in a lab coat. Why is that?
It is a rarity.
What? Yeah.
Although I did have a doctor once long ago that he was actually a Olympic weightlifter too. He didn't look as buff as he actually was. Of course he's wearing a doctor's coat, so you don't really know. Right. But he was like crazy strong. But
yeah, I guess at that point you just start to look like Superman because that's basically that's what he's got holding a beaker and his shirt doesn't stay on. So yeah, I think I would go super smart these days. Nerds rule the world.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree.
Fun fact though, I did pick being super buff. That's what I picked. I'd rather just
yeah, super buff is cool, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like the fun ends real soon with super buff. That's my fear.
Jacked. I don't care.
To play devil's advocate,
7,
though,
8.
sometimes the super smart people end up in a situation where they see all the stupidity in the world and it makes them cynical and sad.
Yeah.
He just has a stream on Twitch now. That's the cure-all.
That is the cure-all, indeed.
I'm going super smart.
Because it's not really that there's anything bad in the world. It's all in how you look at it. It's all in the perspective. And I feel like Twitch helps give people a different perspective of the world.
Except mosquitoes.
Yeah, those all need to go.
I draw a line. I find no solace in mosquitoes.
Yep.
Agreed.
No, we're all on the same page.
Yep.
Heck those mosquitoes.
Yep. Yeah. For me, it's mosquitoes and cedars. Those species need to die out now.
Yeah.
I'm super
allergic to cedar.
Yeah, I'm super allergic to cedars, and I happen to live in a town called Cedar Park in Texas.
Oh no!
Because all the trees everywhere are cedars.
I've heard of that place. I heard they were thinking about renaming it to We Hate Stormyville. It's 'cause they're like, why beat around the bush? Just call it.
Call it what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, last final question. Sausage patties or sausage links?
Sausage links. I didn't have to. I had to cut you off. I was so passionate about my answer.
Okay, why?
Patties are just. I don't know. There's just something unnatural about a patty of sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the link is, like meat in its purest form, but come on. Sausage link, like a patty's just it needs help. I can eat a link by itself, but a patty by itself, get out of here. That thing's got to be on a sandwich.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Got a plate of links. Let's go. I'm in.
Yep.
Right on. All right, so
And there's more variety of sausage links too.
that's true.
Just saying.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
actual.
The patties, they're getting real sad looking.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who's doing quality control for the sausage patty factory, but they need to, I don't know, put a little food color in there. They're looking gray. They're looking a little gray. At least the links have like some fullness to them, you know?
Yep, got some color to them.
You can throw some sauerkraut on them and pretend they're a little mini brat.
There you go. Love that. Little haircut.
I think I'm a patty girl.
So
Yeah.
I think this is
So, everybody in chat that is not a part of Tarkonix's community needs to immediately click the link and go follow Tarkonix. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hit follow and then subscribe, and then you're going to give him all of your money. Just
Don't
saying.
do that. Don't do that.
Say, this is from Drew. Drew, it says.
And then you're gonna watch the stream, and then you're gonna unfollow, and I'm not gonna be mad, and I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna understand.
this is the time of our interview where we open up to a kind of a little general casual Q&A where the folks in chat can ask questions. You can ask questions to us or them if you want, and we're here for you guys. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I posted in my Discord that I was doing this.
Oh,
And I
thank you.
said, "Come ask my favorite knee."
Asked about your favorite knee. Okay, yeah, what is this?
that's how I entice people to come in. Hey, it kind of worked. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
It's beautiful. I actually have a really quick question. How long have you been playing Dungeons and Dragons for?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I probably 15 years.
Not bad.
Yeah, I started
Not
playing when
bad.
I was like 14 or 15, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude, I don't even know who this guy is. He would come down to my cousin's house in December, like he's Santa Claus. He even looked like Santa Claus, and he would DM for us for like a week. And we're on like Christmas break. I swear, I do not know who this guy is still. I never like asked or inquired about like who this mysterious like Santa man was. It would just come and DM for us every week, and it was awesome. He
D&D
introduced me to
Santa.
the game, and yeah, so 15 years at this point. My first character was a dwarf called Harkol, and he rocked. That was my guy.
Oh yeah, right on. That's great. I love that. So, oh my un, am I saying that right? Asks which is superior, left magnifying glass or right magnifying glass?
They were abusing TTS in his stream last night. So, you ever put an emoji in TTS? It's a nightmare. Just emoji after emoji. It reads the name of every emoji.
Bashop Kai Dance, Bashop Kai Dance, Bashop Kai Dance.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, they were doing left magnifying glass, right magnifying glass. And we put a poll up. Which one's better? I went right magnifying glass. It spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Plus, I'm gonna need that for my when I'm a super nerd.
That's true. Factual.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Gotta
That's right.
get on the glasses game.
Yeah, you gotta keep your secret identity secret.
Yeah.
Winner MFS asks once again, what is your favorite knee?
It's the left knee. That's because I always do my right shoe first, so I kick the day off on the left knee to tie that sucker.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. If I have to choose, it's my left knee.
Drew, do you want to do this one?
Are you in a D&D campaign now?
No, well, sort of. I'm kind of in Rusty. Tonix is sort of. I'm like a floating character in his world. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like Fat Gandalf in the Fellowship of the Ring. I kind of go away and then I come back. I'm like Goliath. I cook. Yeah. So, other than that, I kind of had to. Twitch kind of consumed so much time. You know? Yeah, I had to like, and then there's music. You kind of almost had to like pick
Yeah.
pick hobbies. I mean, that's what I find as an adult. You have to like choose hobbies, and I hate that. Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta
Have to
make
do 'em all.
money and pick hobbies.
Oh, I hate it. But yeah. So, but if the opportunity arises, yeah, I always take it. So.
Hmm.
That is awesome.
Would
Honestly,
Would you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Druid.
No, you go ahead, Stormy.
I was just going to ask, before having you on the show, I didn't know that about you, that you had played and were into D&D. That's just another awesome thing that we have in common. So.
Yeah, big fan. That's definitely. I've always been like loved chess growing up. So yeah, I was always kind of more like the chess player than the the other board games. I was like, chess is boring, dude. Let's play, Hungry Hippos. And I was like, I don't know. There's just something.
Boring.
Yeah, it was like tabletop war.
Yeah.
It was cool. So
I love playing chess.
yeah, chess rocks. And D&D was kind of just it was almost like chess mentally coming into 3D is what D&D was, which was just like, except with so many more aspects to it, where I was now one of the pieces on the board, and gaming and stuff. I always got very attached to characters and storylines. So now I'm attached to this character. It just like clicked every button for me on, who I am as like a gamer and stuff like that. And D&D definitely encapsulates all that into one great game. So yeah.
If you had the opportunity to like stream D&D, like would you do that? Is that something that you would do on your channel, or would that be something that you would do on somebody else's channel?
I would probably do a whole different channel for something like that if I ever did that.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I would definitely do something like that. But that's a project. Those D&D streams are like, they are robust. There's a lot that goes into them. A lot has to go right for those things to work. That's a lot,
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's
a lot.
Factual.
We know that
A
for
lot
sure.
of schedules, a lot of tech,
Yep.
Yeah, it's tough.
Have you ever had a chance to catch our D&D stream on Saturday nights?
I think I have. I think Rusty had raided into it. I think that might have been one of the first times I met you guys.
Oh, right on. Cool.
But yeah, I think I saw that before seeing seeing you guys do this. So yeah. But
Fantastic.
I'm pretty sure it was Rusty. That would make the most sense.
Do you have any questions for us that you're curious about?
Yeah, let's see. I actually wanted to see if Druid was able to show us her favorite pine cone.
Ooh, that's a great one. And she has a favor. She went for it right away.
What? That's a cool pine cone.
Absolutely. Look
Wow.
at this pine cone. First off, it's as big as my face. Okay. Secondly, it's sharp and pointy. So if anybody makes me mad, it is a weapon.
Yeah,
Because
that
it's
thing's
also
nuts.
it's heavy, okay? And it's covered in freaking, it's just cool. Okay, I love it so much.
Pine
Look at how
cone stuff.
That looks like some sort of Cthulhian nightmare come to life.
Yeah.
It is huge.
Or more like fossilized.
Like a dehydrated pineapple.
Yeah, dehydrated pineapple. It is.
And it still has some of the actual seeds too. So if I wanted to, I could plant trees.
Wow.
That's so cool. Wow. And then for Stormy, I actually wanted to know like what music I had. So my guess, I was like, I wonder what Stormy listens to musically.
Okay.
My guess was like, I could be completely wrong, but you're like a Children of Bodom fan.
Oh,
You
who?
might not even. Okay, I said Children of Bodom. I thought maybe I was like maybe Stormy listens to heavy music, but who are some of your favorite bands? So I want to get inside that musical mind.
Yeah, my early musical tastes were kind of boring. I don't know. I guess it's relative. I like some of the old classic rock, like Bad Company, Led Zeppelin, Boston.
Oh, for sure, Sam.
Stuff like that. But yes, I did get into heavy metal a little bit. A little bit of Iron Maiden. I kind of really dug a lot of '90s alternative. I still do now, I guess. I actually I like it more now than I did when I was younger, which is interesting.
Well, yeah, because now it takes you back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And here's the thing. I have a very wide-ranging taste. So honestly, my favorite kind of music is picking up a soundtrack from a movie that had a good soundtrack.
Love that. I'm so into like OSTs and just soundtracks in general. In the last 5 years, I'm just like, it's I feel like it's kind of like lost its importance almost, or at least when people judge a video game.
Yeah.
It's always like, graphics, like, shooting stuff. You're like, well, how was the soundtrack? I feel like it's like a forgotten, I don't know, aspect to a great game. I don't know. I feel like video game music has kind of been mid over the last 10 years. Like some of the great all-time soundtracks are from not this era of video games.
Although one exception is Doom 2016. I feel like I love that. Yeah, and Doom Eternal too. But Mick Gordon's work wasn't as good because he got hamstrung by the developers and stuff. It wasn't his fault, but for the most part. But like his work in Doom 2016 was epic, just amazing.
Yeah, that's the last Doom I'd played, and I remember being like, "This is heavy. This is awesome." It felt so. It did its job. It felt like the world you were playing in, and it was. I mean, it sounds like you're in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it rocked.
Have you ever played Hell's Blade: Senua's Sacrifice?
I have not. Recommend, I assume.
It is literally just a storyline game. Like, it's really not about the combat. It really is about the experience. And if you want sound to affect your soul, that game.
I love that already.
That game.
Let me write this down. What's it called?
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
It's wow. How do you describe the mechanics of it? It's a third person, kind of like the timing seems to be sort of Souls-like, but not nearly as unforgiving as the Souls games. No,
it's so basically you're playing in, like, you are one of the voices basically of Senua, who is a Celtic Pict warrior in the Viking Age, and her tribe was raided by the Vikings. So you're like going through this like mental breakdown and like psychotic break that Senua is going through, trying to get into Helheim of these Northmen that murdered her entire tribe. It's wild. It is beautiful, and if you want a soundtrack that moves you.
It has amazing reviews. I'm surprised I don't hear more about it.
Yeah, the audio is spectacular. I've never played it, but I've watched her play it on her stream before, and she's right. The audio is top notch.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely look into this. Hellblade.
Cool. Senua's Sacrifice. They're coming out with the second one. I'm really excited.
I mean, they better. Look at these reviews are nuts.
Yeah, there's
nobody hated it. Oh, follow-up question for Stormy. What's the greatest movie soundtrack of all time?
Honestly,
pick a favorite kid.
Well, okay. I guess the one I wore out the most. I can't say wore out because it was on CD, but honestly, I'd say even though the movie sucked, the soundtrack was actually slightly better than its predecessor. And this movie was a sequel, and that's Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the second Mortal Kombat movie.
Wow, okay.
So its soundtrack is excellent, really, really good. Especially if you like techno and industrial and it has a wide variety of amazing music, and they really redid the Mortal Kombat theme in an epic way. And I played the crap out of that. I learned to love bands that I didn't know existed because of that. Like,
cool.
I'm trying to think of, like they had Prodigy on there. I think they had KMFDM. They had, I think they had a Korn song. I don't know. I can't remember. But there was just a wide variety of big artists that I had not been privy to, and so it kind of just opened my eyes to the idea that I don't have to just listen to classic rock. I can listen to other cool stuff too.
Yeah, that's a cool answer. Yeah, I was expecting that. Yeah, I never went through the Mortal Kombat movies. I've never had anybody recommend them to me.
Well, the first one is fun because honestly, it's got what's the name? The actor from Highlander. I'm a big fan and I always forget his name. Any rate, he's pretty cool. And the first one's fun and hilarious. It's honestly the only good one out of all of them. And I don't mean the most recent one. I mean the very old, like 1990s Mortal Kombat. It's a fun movie. It's definitely worth a watch. I wouldn't bother with any of the others.
Stop after that one. Noted.
Christopher Lambert. Thank you, Flightless Bird. Yeah. Christopher Lambert plays Raiden in that movie. And he just steals the show. Every scene he's in, he steals the show.
D&D question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite class that you've played for D&D?
So to be honest, not to pander here, but going druid is honestly probably the most fun I've had playing D&D.
Oh wow.
I had these skunks. I had these pet skunks, and they were just they were the best. They were bipedal. So they would like stand, they were like big, like these bipedal, like big skunks, and they was just kind of.
That is so good.
Yeah,
That
they
is
were my
awesome.
homies.
So
they would rough stuff up with me.
did you name them?
I'm sure I did. Couldn't tell you what they were called.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't even remember what the druid was called. But this was like it was like a one shot. So, yeah, but that was a great time.
This is my familiar. This is Chonkapillar.
Wow.
Chonkapillar is strong.
Oh, that's like crocheted or is that what you call that?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, somebody, my husband had it crocheted for me. Chonkapillar.
That's amazing.
But now he's strong. So, there we go.
So here's a D&D question for you. What's your favorite NPC that you've ever created for a campaign?
I would say it was actually like they were like these twin halflings, or they were gnomes, I think. They were like these twin gnomes, and they ran this shipyard, and they were taking the party across seas, and they would like finish each other's sentences like your cartoon characters. And we're like, welcome to the, and then the other one would go like, so-and-so harbor. Like, well, and I would have to like be these develop multiple personality disorder for this campaign. And yeah, so they were just a fun little, kind of like cartoonish roots added into the D&D campaign that I always like little things like that almost add the youth back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay, I have another question. The sign behind you above your head. what's the origin story for that?
The Tark socks?
Yes.
Is it backwards for you guys?
No.
Oh, it's not. Okay, that's just on my Discord. It always reverses the camera. Tark socks is actually one of like the OG things that on my stream. I just kind of always had that. I am just a big fan of not taking things too seriously and like self-deprecation is an incredibly large aspect of my humor style.
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with being the butt of the joke anytime. Like that's totally fine with me. And that's just kind of what that is. So yeah, Tark Sucks. It's just it kind of became a brand. You know, it made itself. So
Yep. That's how I feel about the color blue.
Hey now,
you taking the whole color?
The whole color blue.
The whole color.
This is the color blue. This is the same color. It's the same blue glow. Fucking getting spammed all the time. Yeah, self-deprecating jokes are my favorite.
I had no idea I was
agree.
going to traumatize you that way.
No, whoever clipped that. Oh yeah, no, Banana Tom clicked that. No, Flightless. Whatever.
We do love it. We do love it. So to clarify, it was part of the story of her. This was her first D&D campaign ever. First time she's ever played.
Oh wow. Okay.
And we, as part of the campaign over the last year and a half, at the beginning part, her character kept witnessing this blue glow in the distance, and only she would see it, only on her watch. And it became kind of a running mystery for them to figure out. And of course, she'd have conversations with the rest of the group. They never saw it, but they, you know, so it made for
you're
interesting-
crazy.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. You're nuts.
Yep.
They're just gaslighting you.
I will not dye my hair blue for anyone. It's not happening. It is blue, according to Ezo. Anyways, yeah, colors are a thing. I get it.
Speaking of
How
Ezo,
often-
looks like he made it today. Right on.
Yeah, I know. I see that. All I see is this is the color blue quoted by Ezo, and I'm just like, I already know.
All right. I got. Oh, you sound like you have another question or comment.
Oh, I was gonna ask him what is all on the spinny wheel back there.
You mind reader.
so-
I was going to ask the same thing.
Yeah, so it's for. I'll bring it over. It's for the drawing request. So when someone redeems it, I'll spin the wheel and I'll do the drawing differently depending on. So this is why I got blindfolded. And then this is like standard, and then this is like wrong colors, and this is like speed run, do it in like a minute, and then this is do it in like Microsoft Paint. So there's just like different takes on the drawing
right on.
redeem. So
How did you have that made?
that's cool.
Did you make it?
it's like a legit sweepstakes wheel.
Wow.
I don't know if you can tell.
Oh, that is
That is epic.
So
I love that. I appreciate that you have like all of these props and stuff too. Like,
yeah, I feel like the little things go a long way sometimes.
yep, the prop stuff is great. I'm a big fan.
Kickaber asks, how often do you all play D&D? Is that a question for all of us? Or is that like, where's that directed at?
Yeah.
Answer's
All
always
of you.
never enough.
So
Never enough.
Tarkonix, how often do you get to play?
I mean, probably a couple times a year at this point.
Oh,
You know?
I feel sad
it's a
for
shame.
you.
I've never finished a campaign. They've always fallen apart.
No.
I've never like. I mean, I finished like one shots, but I've never like saw a story through.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So one of these days.
I'm super fortunate. Star Kitty and I are super fortunate in two respects. One, we have our own personal group that we play every Sunday. We've been together for 7, almost 8 years now, and we've finished several campaigns. And then the second way that we're fortunate is that we met Druid and Extirpate Fate, and they are just perfectly D&D compatible with us, and so we've had such a great time. I'm confident that I don't know, in 2-3 months' time, we will probably be wrapping this campaign. We're on the 65th episode coming up next week, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's wild. It's so wild that it's coming to an end. Yeah, so the Saturday D&D that we stream on Stormy's channel is my very first true D&D experience, because like we've done like a couple here and there, or they would go on for like a couple of weeks, and then of course they'd fall apart and stuff, and and then it never really worked out. And then of course we found Stormy and everything, and now it's been literally almost every Saturday we've been playing since then. And then we have a private game that my husband and I play with some friends every Friday night after like Friday night, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's my very first full D&D experience, and everybody has gotten to see me actually learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, which has been pretty wild. So
That's always the best though, when someone's getting into it and you're into something and they're falling in love with it.
Yeah,
that's the best.
It is. Agreed. All right, so it's about time to wrap up the show, guys. I know it's been wonderful. I don't want to, but
so good. I know.
Tarkonix has stuff to do, and we do too. And dude, I just cannot thank you enough for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
No, thank you for having me. I mean, that's awesome. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
It's been an honor. You're epic, guys. Please, can we drop him another link? He's just. You got to go support. There we go. Whoops, I misspelled it. Maybe you can type it better there, Druid.
Already.
Look at you.
Good. We got it.
Thank you.
I dropped the link. Somebody else did the shout out. All the mods
Excellent.
are on it.
Yeah.
They're gangsters.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You betcha.
Mods are gangsters.
All right. Well,
shout out to the mods, man.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Tarkonix.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys.
Thanks again for coming.
Much fun.
Wow, guys. Holy crap. Tarkonix is amazing. Just an honor to have him on the show. He's brilliant and so talented in multiple different ways. I mean, we found out, holy crap, obviously he's a master at Cuphead. Second, he's fantastic as a streamer. He's got a natural rhythm and a natural voice for it. And he obviously loves it, and that's important. But then on top of that, he's also a guitar player. he's a musical artist and a DM. Oh my God, I had no idea. Like, that's what we love about this show, right? Right, Druid?
Yes. It's so good. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, all of his hot takes, I'm fully committed to them. I don't give a heck. You guys can fight me. I'm fully committed.
Well,
moon cats are a thing.
Moon cats
They're
are
real.
Indeed. So before we wrap things up, guys, please be sure again to drop a follow and support Druid RL as well. Obviously, we host B&B on my stream, but we need to support Druid IRL as well. Go drop her some follows and send her subs and monies as well.
That's okay. Be careful, because if you do, you might end up being forced to eat things that you don't want to eat.
No, I don't listen to that. She's talking about a game. A game that you'll enjoy watching her play. So go check out her channel. And check out our D&D stream tomorrow night.
Yes.
And I'll be streaming later on tonight in a little bit. So we got to wrap up now. But
that's true. That is true.
Okay. Oh, well, last thing though. Next week, who do we have on the show?
We have Flightless Bird.
Yeah, Flightless Bird YT. Our first YouTuber.
First strictly YouTuber.
Strictly
correct.
YouTuber, right?
Yep.
Strictly, yep.
So it is going to be super good. Super excited.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Goodbye. Goodbye.